Hello Taurus, and welcome to my channel Tarot by Gabrielle. This is going to be a general reading for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs, looking at your recent past, your current energy, and your immediate future, answering the question, what do you need to know right now in order to move forward in alignment with your higher self to ultimately create the life that you desire and deserve? As I do in all of my readings, I've pulled the overall energy and clarified those messages, as well as the overall theme for the reading, which we'll jump into in just a second, but I still have the tarot deck I'll be using, the clarification deck, and the advice deck I'll be pulling from to close out the reading in the extended. Any information on the extended reading or on booking a personal reading with me is in the description box below. Last thing, please remember that these are general readings. They are not here to resonate fully for everyone, and they won't resonate fully for everyone. So do please remember to take what does resonate and helps your personal situation and leave what does not. All right, Taurus. Let's jump on in. In your recent past, you have the Temperance in reverse with changes. There is frustration here in your recent past. Now, this changes card, I feel, is something that either you've been waiting on or the universe kind of pushed you into. Because I feel like, with the Temperance in reverse, there's this energy of being frustrated that you're not where you want to be, whether it's in your career, your love life, just kind of your life in general, just this frustration, wishing things were happening sooner, wishing you could get to a certain place faster than you are. And I feel like this changes energy, this kind of uncertainty, I guess, is kind of part of the journey, which we see in your current energy, because you have mystery with the Nine of Wands. This mystery card is very much about being in the unknown, not having a whole lot of an idea of like how things are going to work out, when things are going to work out. And I feel like this is how things have been for a while. Like you've been stuck in this energy of being like, I don't know what's going on. But trying to continue to put one foot in front of the other. Anyway, which I feel is why I'm going to jump ahead here, but the overall theme of the reading is courage. I feel like the universe is asking you to really continue to have courage through this period, because this Nine of Wands is talking about, a phase, a cycle, a period of your life coming to an end. Like you've almost won the battle. You've almost made it through, however that resonates with you. And I feel like, a lot of good things in our life happen after the hard stuff. The periods of uncertainty, the periods of feeling as if nothing is working out for us. Those are the periods where most people have a tendency to actually give up. They give up on their path or their goals or their dreams or whatever the case is. And the more that you continue to put one foot in front of the other in pursuit of the things that you desire, the closer you get to them, even if it doesn't feel like it's happening. And I feel like that's kind of what the universe is telling you through this energy here. Now, in your immediate future, you have intuition with the Three of Wands. I feel like, this Three of Wands energy is very much about being outside of your comfort zone. Again, it can be being in the unknown, being in situations where you feel very out of control. You feel as if you don't have as much control as you would like to have. Now, that's usually when we have to lean on our intuition the most. It's when we have to lean on our connection to ourself, our connection to something bigger than us, spirit, God, higher self, divine, whatever resonates with you, to be able to say, okay, I feel very out of control. I feel like I don't know how things are going to work out, but I'm leaning on my intuition. I'm leaning on my inner guidance system. And I know that that's going to get me to where I want to be. And it just, what this message really feels like is the more that you tap into that, the closer you're going to get to where you want to be. And the lack of control that you might feel, the feeling very in the unknown and all of that, is actually a good thing. Creating the life that we desire, manifesting, whatever it is that you want to call it, is a co-creation process where you kind of show up in the best way that you know how, but then you lean on the universe to do for you what you can't for yourself. And that requires, just like any partnership, a tremendous amount of trust and being able to say, I know that I'm doing my part and I know that you've got my back for, the things that aren't really within my control. And the more that we lean on that, the more that we actually create what it is that we're looking for. We tend to actually get lost and hold ourselves back when we believe that it's all up to us, and that if we don't make it happen, that it's never going to happen, and we control, we manipulate, and we try to, force certain situations and certain outcomes, which actually blocks us from that partnership that allows us to really go with the flow and just let things unfold for us. But let's see, Taurus, what you're dealing with here. You have changes with the Temperance in reverse in your recent past. Who's Taurus dealing with in their recent past? Ooh, struggle. I feel like that's a lot. I feel like if you were to sorry, I'm trying to get better at doing this. The Five of Swords with the Hermit. I feel like if you were to try to sum up how things have been for you recently, I feel like they've been a struggle. Now, that doesn't mean that they've been horrible, but I do feel like it's been a struggle. It's been a battle. And I feel like you are really wanting to get into an energy of maybe a little bit more certainty or a little bit more ease or peace, because I feel like this struggle has been going on for a while for you. And it's been hard for you to maybe even imagine being in a place where you weren't experiencing this struggle to this extent. Now, that struggle can apply to many different, areas of your life. It can be in your love life, in your finances, in your career. Take it as it resonates. That's what these general readings really are for, is they could apply to one area of your life. They could apply to your life as a whole. You could listen to it one time and it resonates in your relationships, and then you listen to it another time and it resonates with your, your life path, whatever, however you take it intuitively when you first listen to it. But I do feel like if you were to kind of sum up this energy, it's like you've been on struggle bus. Is that a thing people still say? Being on the struggle bus? All right, let's see. Let's get more. And I feel like that's where this frustration is coming from, is you're like, man, I'm so tired of this. I'm tired of this struggle. I'm ready for, and I feel like that's what this changes is about. You're like, I'm ready for these changes. Recent past for Taurus. The moon. Oh my goodness. Stuck in a freaking cycle. And I feel like with this moon energy here, I feel as if there's a lot of fear associated with this energy. Fear that maybe I'm always going to struggle like this. Maybe things are never going to get better. Maybe I will never get to where I want to be. And fear is typically the number one thing that tends to hold us back from the life that we desire. It's the number one reason why we, go back to old habits, or why we give up on ourselves or our dreams, or, why we choose kind of to pursue paths that allow us a little bit more control, because fear is, our fear can be one of the biggest things that holds us back. But I feel like, if there's anything that I've learned in my life and in kind of choosing a not so normal career path, or just a not so normal path in general, it's that fear never goes away. But choosing a path that would be a little bit more in my control, like working a 9-to-5, or having a career where I, had a consistent paycheck, or whatever the case is, I know that was never going to make me happy. I tried it, and then I quit, and then I tried it again, and it just never was meant for me. And sometimes we choose that control from a place of logic, and we say, I have to do this, because if I don't do this, who knows what's going to happen, when in reality, for me, embracing the unknown and kind of pursuing something that is very passion driven, and that allows me a little bit more freedom, even if there's so much more uncertainty attached to it, is so much better than what I was kind of doing before. So what I'm getting at with that, and that can go for relationships, like I said, just across the board, what I'm getting at is sometimes choosing to have courage, have faith, trust yourself, trust the universe despite the fear can actually be the point. And through, experiencing fear and the uncertainty in just kind of my life path in general, but choosing not to believe in it, I've learned so much about myself. I've strengthened my faith in myself, with the universe. And it's helped me believe that I can go even further in my life. So sometimes, we're afraid to commit to believing that we are capable and deserving of more, because we're so afraid of what could go wrong. But when you start to get excited about what could go right, a lot of really cool things start to take place. And I feel like, it can feel like things are never going to happen for you. But when we commit to our path, regardless of it feeling like things are never going to happen, that's actually where we're manifesting what it is that we desire, because we're choosing that faith over fear. Okay, King of Wands in reverse, Knight of Pentacles, and then there's the Nine of Wands. Okay. So I feel like, because the King of Wands in reverse is lack of action due to self-doubt. Then you have this Knight of Pentacles and the Knight of Wands. I feel like this has been a period in your life, like both in your recent past, and I feel like it's still affecting you in your current energy. This has been a period in your life about really learning what you're about, like maybe increasing confidence or getting to a point where you have the courage to say, like, I'm going to bet on myself, or I'm going to trust myself, or I'm going to, I'm going to choose to believe that I'm capable and deserving of more. Like, this is really a period in your life of stepping into your power and recognizing, maybe I haven't been happy with where I'm at, and I haven't been in a place that I enjoy, but now I'm recognizing that I have the power to change that. I think that so much of our life can either be a product of our fear of us not being good enough, or not being capable enough, or not believing that we can have what it is that we desire, or it can be a product of our faith in the opposite. And whichever path you kind of choose to pursue, you're going to be right. Your life is either going to be a reflection of your fear that you're not good enough, or it's going to be a reflection of your faith that you are. And I think that this is a period of your life of almost like redirecting yourself from, believing that you're not good enough, and kind of choosing maybe a path more prioritizing fear, which is so normal, and I'm not blaming you for that at all. But, when we choose to kind of really step into our power and see what it is that we're really capable of, we start to create better experiences for ourselves, because we start to believe that our life can get better, and so then it does. I hope that's making sense. Our life is a reflection of what we believe that we deserve, and sometimes we don't realize that we're deserving of more than what we're settling for, because we really don't think that it can ever get better than that. We really, we doubt our potential, and we doubt our capability, because we've kind of been held back our whole life, or we've been put in this box, or we've been told that we're not good enough, or whatever the case is. And I feel like this is very much a period of your life, Taurus, of breaking out of that and deciding for yourself the life that you want to live and the experiences that you want to have, which is where your power lies. Our power lies in our ability to say, I'm deserving of more, and choosing to take steps in that direction. But as we kind of see in your current energy, it does require you to face quite a bit of the unknown, which is where I feel like this whole reading is about embracing the unknown, being in, places where you are not in control, you're having to lean on the universe, but it's a good thing. Current energy for Taurus, mystery with the Nine of Wands. Nine of Swords, yeah. I knew we were going to see it. There's a lot of anxiety in your current energy. A lot of stress. And, take it from someone who is diagnosed with generalized anxiety disorder and has been for quite a long time. I get it. Fear of the future is something that can be so overpowering and so incredibly difficult to overcome. And the more that I've kind of learned to believe that the universe has my back, the more that anxiety has lessened. But it's always still there. There's always going to be situations that are out of your control. There's always going to be things that you can't predict. There's always going to be situations that you have you have no idea how it's going to turn out. But when you focus so much, and trust me, this is coming from experience, when you focus so much on everything that could go wrong, you lose sight of everything that could go right. And I think it's natural to fear when things are out of your control, but it doesn't mean you need to believe that anxiety. If there's anything that I've learned, it's that things get hard, and I already kind of said this, but things get harder right before they get better. As we close a cycle, towards the end of that cycle, that's where our fears are stronger. That's where the unknown gets a little bit bleaker. That's when things feel a little bit heavier. because that is like closing a cycle. Getting to the end of a cycle is like our ultimate test of closing out that cycle. So you take everything that you've learned. I'm good enough, I'm capable enough, I'm supported by the universe, and you have to take all of that and you have to apply it to really truly close out that cycle. And usually, like I said, things have a tendency to get a lot harder before they get easier. So if you're in a period of your life where you're like, man, it just feels like things are getting harder, that just means you're closer. And I get how it can feel the opposite. Like it can feel like I'm getting further away from my goals, or things are, even more unknown or, unpredictable than they were before. That doesn't necessarily mean that it's a bad thing. It just means that, and that's what this Nine of Wands is talking about. Like you're coming to the end of it. You're almost through it. Don't give up on yourself. Continue to have courage. If you're in the unknown right now, just know that you are guided, you are protected. And yeah, it's scary, and I'm not going to, I don't want to downplay that for you by any means, but I do very much feel like you're on the right track, and you just need to keep, like, putting one foot in front of the other right now. Ooh. Queen of Swords, Seven of Wands. And then you have this Ten of Wands in reverse, but I feel like I want to focus on this message here. And then, the Queen of Swords is keeping an open heart, keeping an open mind. And actually, the way that I kind of feel like this is what this is talking about is making sure to really give yourself quite a bit of compassion right now. Like the need to speak to yourself kindly, to speak to yourself with compassion. When we're in the midst of the unknown and our fear is running wild and we're out of control, it's so easy to slip into a mindset of speaking negatively about yourself, speaking negatively about, what could go wrong or how you're not good enough. The universe is asking you to double down on your belief in yourself right now. Double down on your belief in yourself right now. And you might be like, well, I've been trying. Then keep doing it. I feel like right now is a time, because the Seven of Wands is like determination, standing up, for what you deserve, standing up for yourself, and making sure that you're really like doubling down on your courage. I don't know how else to say it. I feel like you've been really building a lot of belief in yourself, and now it's time. It's almost like it's being put to the test, is what it feels like. It's like, now is your time to prove that you are the person you say you are. Like, now is your time to prove that you are, becoming what you say you want to be. Like, now's your time to prove to yourself that you're capable. And, like, I think that what I'm really trying to say through that is that you don't need to prove anything. You are capable and you are deserving. Like, you have everything you need to create whatever it is you're trying to create. But I feel like, it's like now's the time to double down on your self-confidence and making sure you're speaking to yourself with compassion. You're speaking to yourself with love and understanding, and, giving yourself a little bit of a break if you are slipping back into negative thoughts. Because our thoughts, remember, are merely just insight into how our brain is processing. They're not truth. Your brain telling you have so much to worry about and everything's going to fall apart and blah, blah, blah. That's not truth. That's your fear. That's your anxiety. So double down on your courage, your self-compassion right now if things feel a little bit difficult. All right, current energy for Taurus. Ooh. Yeah. Oof. Okay. I feel like right now is just a period of freaking change in your life, Taurus. And I think that all these changes, because this Death card is like, it's deep transformation. So in a transformation, you have endings and you have new beginnings, right? You have kind of a way, you're changing. Like, think of caterpillar to butterfly. The ending of the caterpillar sparks the beginning of the butterfly, marks the beginning of the butterfly. So you're going through, you personally, I feel like, first of all, but also like your life is kind of going through this deep transformation right now. And when you're in the midst of a transformation like that, and there's so much out of your control, it is really scary. Because there's so much that you're like, I don't know who I'm becoming. I don't know what my life's going to look like. I don't know how things are going to turn out. And that period of your life is a very powerful opportunity for you to decide, I'm going to show up with faith. I'm going to show up believing that the universe has my back, that this is leading me to my highest good, that only good can come from this. Again, our life is a reflection of what we believe. And if you believe like, I'm never going to be happy and nothing's ever going to work out, and no matter how hard I try, I fail, like if you believe in alignment with that, you're going to be right. But if you can believe in alignment with I am capable and deserving, and I get to experience good things, and I'm finding my purpose, or I'm being led to where I'm supposed to be, then you're going to be right about that too. You kind of have a choice to believe where you want to go from here, and that choice is going to determine what you experience. Now, your intuition is calling you, your higher self, your inner guidance system is really calling you to this courage, to this place of courage, and to stepping out of your comfort zone, and to choosing to double down on your self-love, your self-compassion, on your courage. And yes, it's going to feel, you're like, well, I'm already in the unknown, and it's kind of hard to embrace the unknown when you're already in an unknown. But it's like the universe is saying, if you can do that, like this is where you're manifesting. This is where our manifestation is not something where it's just like, oh, you speak a bunch of positive affirmation and it appears overnight. Manifestation is not something that just happens in your head. It's something that happens when you align your thoughts and your beliefs and your actions with the person that you say that you are and who you want to be. And it is so hard to do that because you have so much familiarity with self-doubt and with not trusting yourself and not trusting the universe. That is what's familiar for you. So you have to literally choose to think, believe, and act a completely different way. That's why you're needing to double down on self-compassion right now, right? But the more that you try to align your thoughts and your beliefs and your actions with, I am deserving of good things, I'm deserving of financial abundance, I'm deserving of success, I'm deserving of love. Like, the more that you align yourself with that way of believing, the more you're going to create it. But it is something that you have to show up for every single day. It's not you speak affirmations in the mirror and it happens. It's something that you have to be willing to do even when things get really hard. But when things get hard and you choose to believe and have faith anyway, that in that moment is where you're creating your future. Because our future, you're already, right now, you're actively creating your thoughts and your beliefs, and how you're acting is already creating your future. You have so much control over the life that you get to live, but it's not about, but it's about showing up, for it today. Starting today, focusing on the way you speak to yourself, the way you speak about your reality, all that stuff really matters. All right, what can Taurus expect moving forward? So those are both Five of Wands in reverse, Justice, Six of Pentacles. I like it. Trying to think of the best way to put this into words, because this is like some deeper spiritual concepts here. Okay, the Five of Wands in reverse is this energy of working through resistance to your abundance. So you know how I said, I was like, your old way of thinking and believing that you're not good enough, you're not capable, you can't get there, you're not deserving, whatever. That's familiar for you, right? That your brain is, think of it as like a, how do I say this? Like, your brain is something that can be trained. It's something that it's very adaptable, but it also picks up on repetition and it stores it. So when you have spent a lifetime, or lifetimes maybe even, with beliefs such as, I'm not deserving, I'm not good enough, I can't have the love that I deserve, I can't have the life that I deserve, I can't have the financial abundance that I deserve, it's always going to be a struggle. When you've spent so long believing that way, and you're trying to completely reframe or change the way that your brain is processing, such as, I am deserving, I'm supported by the universe, things that you might not fully believe because you've spent so long telling yourself the other stuff, your brain is going to naturally want to pull back to, I'm not good enough, I'm not capable, this isn't, going to happen, I'm never going to get there. And you have to continue to show up in the other way. That's how we retrain our brain. as you tell it, it's like I hate to, I'm not trying to compare this to like training a dog, but repetition is key. If you work with a dog every single day, the dog will learn. But if you work with it one day, but then you don't for like 2 weeks, it's probably not going to learn or remember the things that you taught it. Like it takes repetition and continuing to show up with that training to get yourself, to get that dog where it wants to be. So same thing with yourself. If you're wanting to think and believe and act another way, if you're wanting to change your life, you have to literally train yourself to believe differently. To go from believing that you can't have what you want, that you're not deserving of it, to believing the other way. And the universe is saying, as you continue to do that, you start to receive what it is that you deserve. The Six of Pentacles with the Justice here. This is receiving what's in alignment with your karma, your good karma, the karma that the good things in life that you have been deserving of for so long, but haven't experienced for so long. One of my favorite things about like just spirituality is learning the psychology behind it and how much psychology and spirituality connect. And a lot of it really is the way that you think, and what you give your energy to is what you continue to tell yourself. So if you're constantly saying, if you're commenting on videos saying, it's never gonna happen for me, it hasn't happened, and it's never gonna happen. If you're constantly telling people how you are, you're probably gonna fail, or you're not good enough, or you're never going to, you are literally telling yourself over and over again a reality that you don't want to experience. So if you're paying attention to the way that you think and the way that you believe and the way that you act, and you're trying as hard as you can to reframe those and move them towards a reality that you want to experience, you can be sure that that reality is going to happen. But you have to show up for it. I hope that's making sense, because it's kind of hard to bring some of this stuff into words. Okay, what else does Taurus need to know moving forward? Because your intuition is guiding you to what's outside of your comfort zone, what feels unfamiliar, but every single part of you is going to want to go to what is familiar. A reality, a belief system, it is familiar and more within your control. Look at that sun. The sun with the Five of Cups in reverse. It's almost like the universe is saying, double down on your courage and your self-compassion. Double down on retraining yourself to believe that you're capable and deserving of good things, and you're not going to be disappointed. I feel like that's what this Five of Cups in reverse is saying. Like, you won't be disappointed with how things turn out. Especially seeing the sun. It's almost like the moon, because the sun is coming out here. It's like the moon is being replaced with the sun. The fear is being replaced with, light and happiness and joy and excitement. I just feel like you've been in the moon, like kind of in the dark, like you've been in fear and maybe anxiety and doubt for so long that it's hard to believe that this can happen for you. But I feel like the universe is saying it's there. It's just keep believing in it, keep trusting the process, like you're going to get here. Because again, you're kind of fighting a bit of an inner battle here. It's like you against you, right? Your belief in yourself against your doubt in yourself. Your fear versus your faith in the universe. Your doubt versus your confidence. Like you are literally kind of at war with yourself right now. And you have the opportunity to show up for whichever side you want to win. I know what side you want to win. All right. One more immediate future for Taurus. What can Taurus expect moving forward? I like that. Ten of Swords in reverse. Actually, hang on. I feel like I want clarity on this Ten of Swords in reverse. You have the Hermit, but I feel like there's something else here. It's like the Ten of Swords in reverse is this energy of like, you will get through this. Like you will heal. You will get through this. The sun will shine again. Look at that. 6 of Pentacles, 9 of Pentacles, Fool. Like, yeah, okay. That's why I feel the world on the other side of a cycle. I feel like that's why I needed to clarify that. Is it's like, you can still have what you want. You can still receive wish fulfillment. It's here. You just need to get through this period. You're wading through the darkness right now. So it's like, show up for yourself in a way that aligns with the life you want to live, and that life will be created. Double down on your courage. Double down on your self-compassion. Like, I get you're frustrated, and I feel like you have a right to be frustrated, but I don't know, I feel like you're in this battle with yourself, right? You're coming to the end of it. You've almost won it. It's like spiritual warfare kind of thing. Like, you've almost won it. That's exactly what it is. That's exactly what this feels like. Spiritual warfare. It's like you're at, oh my gosh, it's like you're at war with like darkness and fear and all the hard stuff. But on the other side of it, it's like you have the sun. Like, you will get through this. And look, there's a new beginning with wish fulfillment and reciprocity. And I feel like it's very, very good. It's like, just keep going. Keep going, Taurus. One foot in front of the other. You'll get there. Okay, I'm going to hop on over to the extended. So this is what you need to know right now. The extended is what can you do right now to ensure you're moving forward in alignment with your higher self. Thank you so much, as always, Taurus, for your support of my channel. I do obviously hope that this reading helped and resonated with you in a way that you were needing today. And as always, Taurus, I wish you nothing but love and healing on your journey moving forward. All right, bye, Taurus.